It's another beautiful morning out there. Welcome along, gang. Wednesday the 27th of May 2020. Oh, where's my head gone? Just a moment, darlings. Oh, dear. Where's my head? Has just disappeared, hasn't it? Why is that there? How strange. That's... Which one is it? Is it that one? Is it that... Oh, it's my front one, isn't it? Look at that. That's moved. Has it moved? 1 minute. Which one's doing that? There's my head. Not that one there. Where is it then? That one there. That one that shouldn't be on. Why is that on? How strange and mysterious. So which camera isn't working? It's that one, isn't it? That one there's not. Oh, how strange and mysterious. It's got another camera up there running. How very, very strange and mysterious. But never mind, dears. Good morning to you. Yes. Did I do the date? Wednesday the 27th of May 2020. Welcome along to our little show. Jason Hughes with us, John Paris, Gary and Mike Rees-Ponto. Thank you, Mike. Now, Mike has sent in a wonderful video. A wonderful video for you to watch today. But, Mike, there's music on it, darling. There's music on it. So, your choice is, do you want to see it without the music? Which I can do, and I'll try and do a live running commentary. I mean, God knows what I'm going to be able to say about anyone this side of the world, but I don't know. I can show it without the music, because I did do a Shazam on the music, and it came up with something. So I can't show it with the music, all right? If you send stuff in, I can't do it with music. And if you say, well, someone's given me permission to use that music, that's not good enough. I've got to have a letter from the person giving me permission, okay? So I can show it, but without the music. And it is worth seeing. It's very well put together, dear. Very well put together. So good morning to you, Mike, and thank you very much for sending that in. It looks absolutely delightful day you had there. Morning to Daniel Woodhouse. Hello to you. Andy, and has Diane Jebb. Morning. Alan Wainwright sent in a lovely email, which I've only just picked up, actually. So I haven't put the prizes on there yet, Alan. If it's all right with you, I'll read the email. Alan says, "Hi, Chris. I thought I'd send you some pictures of the prizes I've won from you." He couldn't take pictures of the pens. We have new pens. I will be revealing live and exclusively on this show today. I will be revealing the brand new prize pens later on in the show, boys and girls. This could be we might even have a drum roll for that. I just don't care anymore. We might even have a drum roll for that, okay? He says I couldn't take pictures of the pens. His wife Paula has nicked all the pens and hidden them from him. Thank you very much. Alan says, keep the videos coming. They make my day. Even though I haven't been on the chat later, I am still watching. Thank you to Alan Wainwright there. And lovely pictures there, Alan. Really sorry. I've only just picked those up. I think you sent those about 7 o'clock this morning, and I'd already got everything ready last night. So I'll put those on there tomorrow for people to watch. Okay. Who else is there now? Let's have a look there. Thank you, Alan. Michael Pullman, good morning to you. Mick Davenport is there. Morning. Adam the Plumber, nice and early as well. Morning to you. Gareth Loxton. Dan S. Hello, Dan. Dan. Morning. Dan the man. The back music is okay. It's from the YouTube Music Library. Is it? Okay. Okay. Well, as you are a podcaster as well, I will take that from you. And I'll make sure that plays out all right then. If there's any trouble, then I will have to punish you. You know who's ready. She's always there. Now watch how quickly she appears. Watch this. Watch this. She is on that possibly my most trusted person on YouTube. Absolutely, darling. Wait till she comes straight up now. She comes straight up. Okie doke. Yeah, I've got all the... I know that, Mike. I can't look up that single song, can I, now? Well, you want to go on YouTube now and look up all the songs and check that your one's there. There's hundreds of them, dear. Hundreds. So, yes, we have some wonderful videos, a wonderful video to show you. 2 videos, actually. One from Sean Pye, who sent in another little piece of his garden there, and Mike Rees-Ponto. And today, to see those, we will require... 15 likes. I think that's very fair. 15 likes. That's all we need. 15 likes to be able to show you those bits and pieces today. Okay, so is that everyone here this morning? Good. Excellent. I watched Killing Eve. We did the quiz last night. That was all right. Not as busy as it has been the last few weeks. That being said, a lot of people seem to be playing it at different times now. Those of you that are with us live, as you are now, and then there seem to be a lot of people playing it afterwards. So I'm glad you enjoyed the quiz last night. And then I watched Killing Eve, an episode of Killing Eve from last week, which I still hadn't seen. I got about halfway through it and then kind of started doing other things. And I always make the mistake of picking up my blooming mobile phone and doing things and then looking back at the screen. Then I have to wind back because I don't know what's happened. I must leave that phone in another room or something. I don't know. So I watched a bit of that and then half of the next one. I never watch a whole programme. I don't ever seem to watch a whole programme. I watch it in bits. You know, I play that and then, I must just go and do that. And I pause it. So sometimes, on occasions, I've left the blooming telly on all night long on pause. I get up in the morning, what's that on there? I've left the living room to go and do something and then gone to bed. Completely forgotten. Mad, isn't it? So that's what I did last night. I had mozzarella burger. The Linda McCartney mozzarella burgers. They're injected with cheese. Oh, delicious here. On special offer at the moment in Lidl for £1.19 only. Dirt cheap. £1.19. That's all. That's all they are in the moment. Instead of £2, they're in Lidl. So if you want to go there, I think my mate wants to go to Lidl again tonight because he bought. They got washing baskets in there at the moment. That's a wonderful thing about these German supermarkets. In the middle, they've got all these things that change each week. Different things like drills, electric drills, electric hedge trimmers, beautiful wooden children's toys at Christmas. Aldi always has stacks of these stunning wooden toys for children at Christmas. And cheap. I remember last year I was in Aldi, I think it was, and they had a little girl's kitchen, a wooden kitchen, you know? So you'd put this thing together and it had like a wooden frying pan and a wooden toaster. You know, you put your bread in there, you'd be waiting a long time, wouldn't you? Wonderful children's toys in Aldi there. There's Mandy. I told you she was there. There's Mandy. She's there, ready. She's there, ready, you see. Ready and waiting for all of us. Thank you, Mandy. Good morning to you. And yesterday, what did I do yesterday for my exercise? I walked to the post box. I choose a post box that's far away, near the vet where, sadly, I left one of my cats once. And I walked all that way, which is about half hour there and half hour back. And that was my exercise yesterday. Quite pleased about that. I checked the temp. I know this is stupid. John Parrish is with us, isn't he? I think John's with us. Checked the temperature in my caravan yesterday afternoon. 30.5 degrees in that caravan yesterday afternoon. Yes, it gets very, very hot in a caravan. I'm sure soon will we be able to start moving around. I'm pretty sure of that. Although if you want to go to the beach, you might need tickets. Seriously, you might need tickets if you want to go to the beach. In the Daily Mail this morning, it says West Wittering Beach. Now, that's a beach I know because when we were children, we used to go down to the beaches in Sussex, mainly Bracklesham Bay. Okay, which is a little place that never became commercialised. It's a small place, and I like it there. Maybe I like it there because I used to go there as a child. I don't know. You know how you hold on to those childhood memories, don't you? Happy memories. I hope they were happy for you as well. They were certainly very happy for me and my sister. We had the most wonderful parents. We really did. And every time it was a Sunday or a bank holiday, a couple of weeks in a year for our annual holiday. And one of the places we used to go to a lot was Bracklesham Bay. And we, as well as going to Pontins, Mum and Dad used to hire a bungalow, usually in Bracklesham. I think they were always in Bracklesham. No, it wasn't. Once we went to the Isle of Wight. I don't know if Shania's with us today. Is Shania with us yet? She might not have. She might not be with us yet. We went to Isle of Wight once and we stayed at a place called Apple View. Apple View it was. And of course we were from sort of a town, so any little bit of grass. I mean, it was fairly green where we lived in Roehampton. But when we went on holiday, we went to like country type places. And this little cottage was on its own, and it had like country lanes, you know, that you could walk down on the Isle of Wight. And I always remember walking down this lane and noticing, evening walk, noticing the smells of all the flowers. There's a particular little white flower, tiny little white flower. I've got a few in the garden which look like they're just about coming out now on a bush there. And it's got a particular smell. And whenever I smell that particular plant, it reminds me of our time on the Isle of Wight, just for a week on the Isle of Wight, at a cottage called Apple View. I can see it now in my head. Funnily enough, how old would I have been? I don't know, 10, 11, 12, something like that, I expect. So that's one place we went to. And we stayed once at a bungalow in Dawlish, which I think is in Devon, or the other one next to it. Devon or... not Cornwall. Is there another one? Devon... what's next to Devon? I think it was Devon. Or Dorset. It was either Devon or Dorset. And it was like a little witch's house. Seriously, you went in this place. It was ever so dark. We got there. It was ever so dark. And there wasn't even doors, really. They had curtains put up. This is how it was. They had a curtain put up. And I think we had a bunk bed. And probably I was on the top and my sister was on the bottom bunk bed there. And the curtain was like across us, like a door type thing. And it was all... we called it the... what did we call it now? Something like the cave. Oh, the shack. We called it the shack. it was a bit like an old shack. But it was on a farm, you see. I suppose the farmer had this spare building and would probably used for cows in the winter. Moo! Moo! I'm sure it was used for cows in the winter. And, yeah, he probably rented it out and got a little bit of extra money like that. And we loved it. We called it the shack. I remember that so well. Dark place. And we'd go for walks there and go down on the... take the car down to the beach. I remember somehow we got sort of to the beach and it was quite high up and we looked down and we could see the beach. And I think we had to go like that to get down to the beach. But Brocklesham Bay was a place that we visited very often. And just along from that were places like Worthing, Bognor Regis, at the Witterings. And I mention these places because if you want to go to West Wittering Beach in East Sussex or West Sussex, you'll need tickets. Seriously. In the Daily Mail today, it says a popular British beach will partially reopen to the public today, but only to those who have pre-booked tickets, as thousands of people head to the coast to enjoy temperatures of 27 degrees centigrade. That's 81 Fahrenheit. There's not many people on the telly. I don't think anyone on the telly now converts centigrade to Fahrenheit for us who are sort of still used to talking in Fahrenheit, aren't we? Well, I am anyway. Perhaps you aren't. West Wittering Beach in West Sussex is opening for the first time since being shut more than 2 months ago on March the 21st. A limited number of vehicles have now been allowed access to its car park, capped at 20% of the capacity. Tickets for the first 3 days up to this Friday have already been taken, with people booking through an app. So you've got to actually book a ticket to take your car down there. I don't know how far it is away, like from people's houses, but you know what they're like, people. You know, if it's more than 3 steps outside their door, they take the car everywhere now. You remember when you was a child, we used to walk for miles to school and places like that, didn't we, eh? We did. We used to work from our house in Roehampton to our primary school, Sacred Heart. It took us about 25 minutes to walk there. We used to do it every day. Didn't think anything of it. That's a long way. Got to get in the car. Something might happen. Dear me. West Wittering Beach. Britons flock to the beaches and parks. But yes, in West Wittering, the beach management team... I didn't know there was such a thing, did you? Is this something new that the council have invented to spend more money? In West Wittering... the beach management team said the move would help with social distancing and the safety of visitors. However, local residents and other people who can get to the beach on foot are still allowed to go to, so you can still walk there. I mean, you must be able to park a little bit further away and, I don't know, walk for 20 minutes for God's sake. There must be somewhere to park. You don't have to park on that car park on the beach, do you? The RNLI lifeguard chiefs have called on the government to restrict access to beaches during half-term as the... What do you mean half-term? They haven't even gone back yet, have they? Half-term as the ease lockdown continues with temperatures expected to stay very warm for the rest of the week. So there we are. You'll need a ticket if you want to go onto the beach, won't you? If you don't want to go on the beach, you could always go for a walk. There's a family here that have invented a game. A game for when you go walking. They really have. Dan wants to see pictures of the caravan. I don't have any here, Dan. When I go back up to the caravan, because I have a little studio there as well, I don't know how... I think you're quite new to the show, aren't you, Dan? I do my show when I'm at the caravan as well. I've got a little studio there. So next time I'm up there, probably not for the first show, I'll go round and take a few little pictures for you. It's only an old one, Dan. It's like 25 years old, my caravan. But it's all right, you know. It's dry, it's warm, or it's cool in the summer. And it works for me. You can spend a lot of money on a caravan, Dan. Yeah, I mean, tens of thousands of pounds some people spend on a caravan. Literally, tens of thousands of pounds. Mine weren't even £10,000, mate. It's quite old. But as I say, I'm on my own. It does me. I'm very happy with it. Morning to Colin Coates joining us this morning. There's no power at the caravan. Gary's had all the wiring. My nephew collects. He sells stuff. He's quite clever, actually. He buys stuff, fixes it, and sells it. The latest thing he's got. Oh damn! I meant to get the photo of that. The latest thing he's got is one of those mobility scooters. He's bought a mobility scooter, or he's quite good at getting stuff for nothing, doing it up and then selling it on. But you know, good luck to him. I think he's got a mobility scooter that was something wrong with it. And he'll be fixing that up, and he'll clean it, repair it at all, and sell it on, and makes usually a small profit from that. And he bought that home yesterday, I think. Well, of course, he's got to the front door with this thing. The kids have seen it. And, you know, Evie, 8, and great nephew Harry, who's 7. Well, they thought it was for them, didn't they? They were straight on it. They were straight on the electric mobility scooter, those two. Evie apparently is the worst one. She's 8. She's so tall. I can't believe how tall she's got. She absolutely loves it. She's spinning around on this because the road is very quiet. You know, it's like a dead end, and they're at the end, so they're all right on the pavement and on the grass on this blooming mobility scooter. I don't know if it's got a hooter on it. That'll upset the neighbours next door. He's got horrible neighbours, my nephew. They were all right until the council came to build an extension for my nephew's disabled daughter. And then it all kicked off. I don't know what the bloke's problem was next door. The council actually came and built this for this little girl because, of course, she was getting bigger and, you know, they've only got 2 bedrooms there. And he kicked off. He was a horrible man. It got so bad that the police had to install a secret camera on a lamppost to watch the house. Dreadful. I don't know what all that was about, and they're not even sure what it's all about. But there you go. That's what happened there. But you can see these kids going up and down on this mobility scooter, can't you? I've never been on one of those. They get quite fast, don't they? Mobility scooters. I mean, they do in Bracknell Town Centre. Christ, you've got to get out of the way. Beep, 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 beep. All the lights flashing. There's one old boy, bless his heart, and he's done up his mobility scooter. Looks fantastic. All flags and colourful things all over it. British type things, you know, like you do up a Harley Davidson motorbike. That's how he's done his wheelchair up. Like, you know, little triangular British flags and things like that. Blooming wonderful. Have you? By the way, do you like the bunting behind us? We've got the bunting behind us. We're going to give that away as a Super Chatter raffle prize at some point, maybe next week. Alan, hope it's not methane. Oh, you're talking there. Sorry, to each other. Alan's got a scooter. Have you got one scooter? Alan Wainwright's got a scooter. It's the best investment he ever made. Absolute lifeline. As in a mobility scooter or an electric scooter? Because a lot of the young people, I wouldn't say small young people, like early to late teenagers, sort of 12 to 16, I suppose. A lot of that age group round here, girls and boys, seem to have the electric scooters now, which, I mean, seem to tear along the pavement, actually. I would imagine there's been a few accidents with those things, especially people that age, because they take risks and that. But great fun if you're someone of that age to have like an electric scooter. But then there's no exercise, is there? This is my whole point of not sort of getting an electric bike. Good morning to you, Maureen. Morning, Maureen. Hope you're well today, darling. All right. Yeah, the whole thing with the electric bike, and I know that you've got a mode that can help you, but in my mind, if you use even the help mode, you're not working so hard, are you? Therefore, you're not getting the exercise that you wanted to get when you bought the bike. That being said, if your knees are bad, and I have one bad knee, which just hasn't been too bad at all over the last few weeks for some reason, but I have one bad knee, would it help that? Yes, it would, but then the rest of my body wouldn't get the exercise. I suppose there could come the point where my knee just hurts so much when I'm cycling that I would have to get one of those. But we're not at that yet, you know, so see how that goes. Morning to Fran Green. Good morning to you. Hello to David O. Morning, Dave. Nice to see you there. Kate Doody. Hello, Katie. Dominic Hessler. Morning. Morning, lovely Dominic. All right, sweetheart. Where are we now? It's difficult sometimes. I try to pick up the messages from the conversations that you're having with each other there. So, Alan Wayne, 8 mile an hour. Oh, that's not too bad, Alan. 8 mile an hour isn't massively fast, is it? I mean, I could get one of those to go to... How far does it go? You know, I think Gary said it was 10 miles or something like that, which would just about get him to my caravan. Going at 8 mile an hour, so that would take him... It would take him about an hour to get to the caravan. That's not too bad, actually, is it? I think my caravan is about 10 miles away from Gary. But he said the mobility scooter does 10 miles. You know, you don't want to be running out of juice halfway through, do you? This was the whole problem with electric cars, wasn't it? We're all worried about running out of juice all the time. You don't want that to happen halfway on your trip to wherever you're going, do you? But I said to him, well, that would just about get you to the caravan. When you get there, I don't know, to do some work for me, whatever, fix the roof or something like that. When you get there, plug it in, put your feet up, have a cup of tea, then you can go back home again. Mobility scooters, yeah. Wonderful. And it looked great what we've got now. Good. Okay, so let's have a look here. Yes, if you want to go to the beach, perhaps you don't want to go to the beach, you don't want to do all those crowds of people, you can go for a walk. Now, I go for either a cycle or a walk every day. Yesterday it was a walk. It'd probably be a walk again today because I fancy going over the forest. I haven't been over there for a couple of days. But in the Daily Mirror today, someone has invented a game. Now, see what you think about this one. A woman who went to quarantine with her family during the crisis shared details of a game her dad and sister started calling poop tag. Doesn't sound very good, that. Poop tag. And it's left people feeling sick. Now, this might be something that you want to play at home. I don't know. It might be your thing. Who knows? It might well be your thing. This woman's refusing to go on walks with her family over the insistence to play a game they call poop tag. And others have branded it one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard of. Oh, it's one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard of. She's 25 and she's been staying at home for the last 2 months, as her family wanted her to spend quarantine with them, and she's been working from her parents' home since lockdown began. In the evenings, she heads out with her mum, dad and younger sister to walk the 2 dogs, one of which is hers and the other belongs to her parents. She says the daily walk is usually a great and enjoyable time for our family, but recently her dad and 12-year-old sister have really got into a game called poop tag. Poop tag. So what is the game? It's awful. It's really awful. After one of the dogs has done its business and it's been cleared up and bagged, the pair then enjoy running around and throwing the dog poop bag at other members of the family. And what sort of game is... What sort of people want to play a game like that? Throwing dog turds at each other. Oh, it make me feel sick. She says, I hate this game. I don't like getting poop, even if it's in a bag, thrown at me. And those bags are not particularly strong, aren't they? Do they disintegrate, those poop bags, after a while? I hope they do. I don't understand people who they pick their dog poop in a bag and then they hang it on a blooming tree. Why do people do that? There's some sick people around. She says, I don't find it funny. I told them multiple times I would not walk with them if this continued. Well, I blooming well wouldn't. You stick to your guns, girl. I think they thought I was joking because they would not stop and added new components to this game. Wave poop above my head, pretend to hit me with it, large swings. 2 days ago, I refused to go on walks with them anymore, and now I just walk my dog alone. Her dad and sister have since apologised and asked if she will rejoin them on their evening walks. But she says she's still mad about poop tag and needs a couple of more days to get over this. After sharing details of the game, other users were left disgusted as one simply asked, what the hell is wrong with your family? And I tend to think that as well. A second said, seriously, poop tag, I think we've finally found proof that de-evolution is possible. Oh, I think that's going on at the moment. De-evolution with people. Have you ever seen so many mad people around in all your life? I mean, seriously, mad people. You've only got to turn on the telly. You know. Stuff like sticking yourself to lampposts because you don't like something that's going on. Or the latest one was last night, wasn't it? Boo for Boris at 8 o'clock. If you don't like Boris Johnson, come out of your house at 8 o'clock and let's all boo together. I mean, they're like school kids. It's like people are regressing back to their school playground days, isn't it? Don't you think? You know, when you watch the telly and all the news and people out in supermarkets and places like that, don't you think people are going backwards now? That's how it looks to me. That very, very limited intentions and intelligence, and everyone's got something wrong. Have you noticed that? Everyone goes on about having some sort of difficulty with this, that, and the other. No one wants to talk about happy things all the time. I've got a very happy thing to talk about to you later, as well as reveal it then for a moment. Oh, did we get disconnected for a moment? I had a disconnection sign come up then. But I'm not sure that I got disconnected or not. Andy said the world has gone mad, Chris. Yes, just look at the telly. Look at the telly. It has gone absolutely mad. Good morning to Rachel. Morning, Rachel. Peter Wright sending in a £1 super chat there. Thank you, Peter. There you go. Thank you, Peter. Let me give you a free raffle ticket for the Super Chatters raffle, which is on... What day is it today? Oh, it's tomorrow, isn't it? Wednesday already. Wednesday already. Can you believe that? I don't know where the days go. Just go back to that story in a moment. Thank you, Peter. 297 for you there, Peter. 297. Did you just lose us there for a minute or two, or was it a bit longer for that? That's for missing the chat yesterday. Peter's issuing out his own punishment today. I like that. Good morning to Sean Pye joining us there. We do have a video to show you from Sean today. Yes, I can see we that disconnected. I don't know. We lost the internet just for a second or two there, but it's back now, isn't it? Good. Where are we? Oh, let me just... I've kind of lost my place now. Has someone had toothache as well? Oh, how awful. Millie Davis, you're new, aren't you, Millie? Welcome to the show, Millie. Hope you're well. Whereabouts are you, darling? I've kind of lost my place a little bit there. John Aitken in the house there. Hello, John. Alan's little super scooter. Is it a disability scooter, is it? He's got a 25-mile range. I wouldn't be able to get out without it. I know some people think they're a pain. No, not at all. I don't think they're a pain. I think they're a wonderful little thing. I think some of the people driving them are quite mad. Are you one of those, Alan? Do you go? if people don't get out of the way, do you go for their heels? Do you? Do you knock them flying? in the middle of Audi. I love it. Some of us have no choice. £250 second hand. Wow. That seems a very good price for something like that. They're in the thousands, aren't they? The sort of decent mobility scooter type things. That sounds very reasonable to me. Second hand one, 250. What could go wrong with it? I suppose the battery is the thing, isn't it, really? Did you have to put a new battery on, or have you got like less, well, what would you say? Less battery. Does that sound right? Less battery? Is it like less battery than you would get on a brand new one? How am I saying that? I'm saying that wrong. Is it not less is it less? Has the battery capacity diminished? That sounds better, doesn't it? Well, it sounds good, doesn't it? Has the battery... That's a good sentence. Has the battery power diminished? I like the sound of that. I'm diminishing here by the moment. Really. My mate's diminishing. I was having a FaceTime with him last night after the show, and he showed me his foot. Well, it looks like he's decaying from the foot upwards. Good. He showed me his foot, and on his heel, it's like there's a bit missing. He is actually decaying. That's what's going on there. And I said, well, what's happened there? Apparently he had a bit of hard skin and he was in the shower and he's got one of them foot scraping things. My nan used to do this with her bunions. My nan used to have bunions. She was always going on about her bunions. Nanny Hayes. She was a little lady, wonderful lady. She was one of those that come around with a little handbag with mints in it. Do you want a mint? She always had a bar of Fry's chocolate cream in there. Here, have a bit of that. And then when Mum, I don't know why nans do this, when your parents leave the room, they shove some money in your hand, don't they? Here, don't tell your mother, and give you like 10 pence or something like that in those days. Nanny Hayes. Millie's missing the karaoke, are you, my love? Well, I don't know when they will come back. Or if. I really don't know if they're going to come back or not. Mike, electric scooters are illegal to use on pavements. No one's doing anything about it, though. No one's doing anything about it at all, unfortunately. Peter, can I have a ticket for yesterday's show? I'm afraid not, Peter. No, we only give the tickets out while the show is live, I'm afraid. Can't bend the rules for anyone. We've seen what happens when we try and bend the rules for someone on here. Honestly, they go mad. A little bit like the whole Dominic Cummings thing. You know, he's done something wrong. Everyone goes mad. Once you've set a rule, I've learnt this. I've learnt this in the last 6 months. Once you've set a rule, you've got to stick to it. Whatever happens, you know. Pet cat died. You had to rush to the vet yesterday during the show, so you couldn't get a ticket. Unlucky. You can't have one. Sorry about that, Peter. You can, of course, have a free pink one at any time, as you well know. But the other ones, no, they only go out while the show is live. All right, and that's it. Alan, on the subject of his things, I creep up behind them and sound the horn. Beep, beep. Do they jump? People hate that. It's funny when I'm on my bicycle, when I'm cycling around and you get close to someone. I tend to ring my bell when I'm far away from them. Of course, if they've got the earphones on, and I'm sure you've come across this, Alan, if they've got the earphones on, they can't hear you beep or ring or shout or anything. And you get closer and closer and you ring, and then when you go past them, they jump out of their skin and then they take their earphones out and say, why didn't you ring your bell? Well, I did. You got the music up so blooming high, you can't hear it. Stupid. There we are. DD Red Solar. What happens when you bend the rules? Everyone on here starts going mad. Everyone on here starts going mad, DD, if you bend the rules. You're only got to see this with the whole Dominic Cummings thing. He bent the rules there to go up and visit his sick wife. They're going mad. Absolutely mad. So you don't dare bend the rules on here. All right. Peter thought he would try and push his luck today. All right. Anyway, Alan creeps up behind him, sounds the horn. It came with 2 brand new batteries. Oh, 24 volts, 2 motors. Was £1,600 new. That's about 4 years old now. Yes, I thought they were. That's actually cheaper. That's brand new, is it? £1,600. I thought they were dearer than that, to be honest. Those mobility scooters, but you know more than me, so I know nothing about those. Good morning to a filthy peasant, filthy, dirty peasant. Morning to you. Oh, by the way, those of you that weren't with us last night will be very pleased to know the man who writes software contacted me yesterday afternoon with talking about ideas for a new bingo program. And last night he came back to me with a price. Actually, while the quiz night was on, we were doing, I think, the picture round, so I was able to answer his email fairly quickly. I was very pleased with the price that he's quoted. So he has been commissioned to write us a brand new bingo program. So I'm really pleased about that because it does have the potential to... the new one will have the potential to include many, many more people. We're at the limit now of the people that can play, unfortunately, and people are still asking, can you add me to the bingo? And I can't, it's full up. Plus, of course, a couple of little issues like the number 91 coming up and things like that, which shouldn't happen. But I can't fix the old one. I haven't got the person to fix the old one. So he's writing a new one from the bottom upwards. And yes, and I think we can do some more with that as well. I think once we've got that up and running, we'll do a few test runs for the bingo software on the morning show. You know, over a period of time, we'll probably play one little game each morning for, I don't know, you know, for one of our... possibly for one of the bingo fridge magnets or something like that, so that we know it's working. So then eventually we'll go live on a Sunday night, and that'd be fantastic. But for a week or so, we'll play one bingo game every morning within the show. Okay, so that's something for us to look forward to. And I enjoy doing the bingo as well. And talking of bingo, we got the brand new bingo pens have now arrived. Good morning to Claire. Scooters look great. I saw someone zipping over the Walton Bridge on one of them quite fast. You wouldn't want a lot of them on the pavements. People will die. Yes, on and off the scooters, I would imagine. Morning to Sprinter Van. It's true. Millie's in Scotland. Millie's in Scotland. I'm on her Facebook list, so I'm glad you like it there. What was your... Oh, sorry to hear that, Millie. This is a bit of a personal crisis there, haven't you, my love? Oh, sorry. Sorry. What was your name before Davis then, Millie? Because we don't know. Then that might ring a bell in my head, and then I know you are. I do know a couple of Millies. Funnily enough, the other Millie... I haven't seen her for some time now. The other Millie, a Millie in Minnesota, also known as Motorised Millie. And I named her Motorised Millie. Motorised Millie, she has cerebral palsy and can only travel around in a mobility type wheelchair, scooter type thing. And I always like to tell the story of her once when she was out in a restaurant. And she said this does happen quite a lot. She asked politely for someone to move out of the way, and they wouldn't. So she asked them again, and they still wouldn't. I think it was someone sitting in a chair at a table having dinner, and they just wouldn't move or were ignoring her. She asked a third time, and they still ignored her. So then she put her wheelchair in forward and just run over their feet, which was quite painful, I gather. Not everyone has steel toe caps in their shoes, do they? You should try that one, Alan. Make sure you put on a lot of weight first so that it really hurts when you go over their feet. Great. Where are we now? No, what's this, Dave? Tory room. I'm in the minority. We don't care what people vote for on this channel. We don't do political on this channel. We certainly don't. We have a joke. We don't do political on the channel. So if you're looking for political conversation, you're on the wrong channel, Dave-O. Find somewhere else. We do humour on this channel. We do humour on this channel. Humour. We are not political on this channel. We have a laugh, but we are not political on this channel. All right, my darlings. Bubble car. Oh, bubble car. Do you remember those? With a one wheel on the front, Dave. One wheel on the front and two at the side. They were quite easy to turn over, weren't they, bubble cars? Gosh, I remember those. Morning to Park Nest. Hello to you, Park Nest. An Invacar. Is that like an invalid car? Is that like is that a term, is it? Or is it something you've just made up? Invacar. 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 Yeah, I like Invacar. That sounds quite good, doesn't it? Don't forget, we've got a couple of videos to show you today. Sean Pye has sent in a short video of his garden, and Mike Rees-Ponto. We want 15 likes for that. We've got 17 now, so we're there. Okay? Stand by. I'll show you the videos just after the rest of this story. The lady with the poop tag throwing dog dirt at each other in a bag. This is what this family does. I think it's funny. One commenter said, I just threw up a little. It's legitimately the most unfortunate part of dog ownership, constantly cleaning up dog poo and then throwing it around. I mean, it's just an awful thing to do. Why do you ever want to do something like that? Dreadful, isn't it? Absolutely dreadful. But then, you know, when you've finished cleaning up after your dog and you've been walking around a bit, you're going to need something to eat, aren't you? You will need something to eat. In the Sun today, it was the popular game of chance that show McDonald's customers winning big cash prizes. Do you remember this? McDonald's Monopoly. Now, I'm not a regular visitor to McDonald's. I go in very, very occasionally, usually with great nieces and nephews and nieces and nephews. That's when I'll go in at McDonald's. I think maybe twice a year on my own. Twice a year, possibly. That being said, I don't think there's anything wrong with their stuff. In moderation, they seem to be very clean and all that. No problem with McDonald's. And they have this thing called McDonald's Monopoly. So you buy something and you get this little ticket thing and you scratch off and it reveals things, you know, like a lottery ticket type thing. Well, a complex criminal network got involved. This is in the Sun today. So after you've had your walk, go to McDonald's, get your ticket, you might win something. But the fraudsters are loving it. To quote the phrase that McDonald's use. For 12 years until 2001, the burger chain's monopoly promotion was infiltrated. There's a good word. Infiltrated. Infiltrated. It was infiltrated by real-life hamburglers who stole nearly £20 million. Now, this astonishing story has been snapped up for the big screen by actors and screenwriters Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, and has also been turned into a 6-part HBO series for new channel Sky Documentaries. Produced by a Hollywood A-lister, it starts tomorrow night, so that's tomorrow on, what was that? Sky Documentaries. And it's called McMillions. It features interviews with McDonald's staff and an FBI agent who was determined to burn down the criminal enterprise. He says, it's one of those things where it sounds just so far-fetched, it's unreal, and an amazing story. You may remember that programme that was on ITV some time ago about the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and the coffee. Going on every time someone was trying to give away an answer, don't they? Do you remember that? He says, the story goes on, the cast of characters is absolutely fascinating. There's so much humour in these episodes, but there's also a lot of heartbreak. You know, innocent people or people who didn't think they were really committing any serious crimes. Between 1989 and 2001, a mysterious man then known as Uncle Jerry... Well, my dad was Gerald. Jerry, he was known as Jerry. Uncle Jerry orchestrated the McScam, which ultimately involved more than 50 friends and family defrauding the burger chain of nearly £20 million. The Monopoly game involved customers receiving 2 coloured stickers when they bought food. Okay, so I've got that a little bit wrong there. I thought it was tickets that you... That just shows how many times. Yeah, I remember it now. You get these little stickers. And they were stuck on the things like side of tea or milkshakes, weren't they? Or the side of burger boxes. And you'd peel them off. And I think you'd have a card and you'd stick them on there. And you'd have to get so many in a row or match the colours. I can't remember exactly what now. In the Sun, the stickers mimicked properties from the board game and matching sets netted a prize, from free fries to holidays and cash up to £1 million. Now, when I remember doing it, I think we got free fries a couple of times, maybe an apple pie. That's about all we ever won. Uncle Jelly was thought to be a former cop who was head of security in Atlanta, the firm that produced the Monopoly pieces for McDonald's. So he was head of that. His job involved overseeing the printing and transportation of the stickers. To his staff, his name was Jacobson, was meticulous, even checking their shoes at the end of a shift to make sure none of the game stickers had gone walkabout, intentionally or not. But in 1989, he stole a £20,000 prize token and gave it to his stepbrother. The pair split the winnings. That was easy windfall, gave Jacobson a thirst for more. You see, the trouble is, these people get greedy, don't they? It's like I think this is how they look at like criminals all over. You know, it starts off perhaps nicking a packet of chewing gum at a very young age in the sweet shop, and then moves on to later life, I don't know, a joint of lamb or something in the supermarket, then burgling people's houses. It just goes up and up. You've got to stop it down there before they start robbing houses and large corporations, don't they? He says at first he gave the winning stickers to friends and family in return for a share of the prize. Then in 1990, I don't know this is new to me. In 1995, at the same time that McDonald's introduced bigger cash prizes, including $1 million jackpot, Jacobson ramped up his operation. That year, the supplier of the tamper-proof seals used to transport packets of winning stickers to McDonald's packaging centres around the US accidentally sent a batch directly to Jacobson. Wow. Unable to resist the opportunity, he started to steal winning tickets and use his own seals to secure the packages back up again. He sold one ticket worth £164,000 to his butcher for £36,000 and another of the same value to his nephew. Gary? Is Gary with us? Do you want to buy a sticker, Gary? He also enlisted strip club owner and mob boss, who may also have been Uncle Jerry, to recruit other fake winners, including struggling single mum Gloria Brown. She hit the set headlines in 1997 when she scooped the $1 million jackpot, supposedly after buying a Happy Meal, large fries and a Coke. Beaming to the cameras, she told reporters, "Hopefully my son and I can live the kind of life I now dreamed of." In fact, Gloria had mortgaged her home to buy the ticket from this other bloke called Columbo for £32,000 and agreed to pay a further £41,000 every year. So she got the prize, but she basically bought the prize. At profit to her, but nevertheless, she bought the prize. Columbo also cashed in his own winning ticket, netting a sports car, and then even appearing in a McDonald's video to promote the game. He died in 1998, but Jacobson, who's kind of the main bloke, carried on the scam with the help of a cocaine trafficker, a Mormon businessman, and Columbo's wife, Robin. He even anonymously posted a winning £1 million game piece to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital in Tennessee. Gosh. And it goes on. Meanwhile, of course, McDonald's customers were denied the chance of winning the prize because he was nicking them all. That's an amazing story, really, isn't it? I mean, what goes on? It was the bloke at the top, wasn't it? In March 2000, the FBI received an anonymous tip-off that 3 of the $1 million winners were related. Gosh. In all, they discovered a complex network of 53 friends and family, and at the centre of it all was Jacobson. And that's a telly programme, okay, which you can see on Sky. What was it again? Sky documentaries from... Is it tomorrow night? What's the date on this story? 26, 20... It's tonight, from tonight. Oh, I'd like to have seen it. I don't have Sky. I haven't got any sort of thing like that. I've got Netflix and that's an Amazon Prime, which I've got. But I've only got that because I've got the whole shopping deal and that sort of thing there. All right. Oh, there's a super chat just come in there from Mr. Mark Jones. Thank you, Mark. What's that? What you sent me there? £4 tip. Thank you, Mark. Let me give you 4 raffle tickets, darling. Free of charge. 4 raffle tickets. 298 to 301 there, Mark. All right. Do you know the prize this week, Mark? We've got one of these this week, dear. Okay. That's our prize for the Super Chatter raffle, which is tomorrow morning, somewhere during the show tomorrow morning. Okay, it's not that one, don't worry. Unless you want one that my lips have been around. It'd be like kissing me then. Would you like that, Mark? Would you like me to kiss? Would you like a mug that I've had my lips around? But you'll have to sound a disclaimer. You know, if you pick up the virus, don't come running to me, my love. I don't think I've got it. I might have had it, but I don't think I've got it. Okay, there you go, Mark. 298 to 300 for you there. All right, darling, let me put those in our super chat ticket retention unit. There we are. Put them in there. That raffle's for tomorrow. Let's just scroll up a bit. And Alan's had a lot of weight and the scooter isn't light either. Good. Well, that'll break a foot or two. That'll teach them a lesson not to get out of your way for assisting disabled people, my love. Yes. Go over those feet. That's what we say. Sean, Mandy has steel toe cap, high-heeled shoes. Oh, I think she's got the boots and everything. You know, the long thigh-length boots. Look at some of the blokes getting excited now. Shocking. Millie remembers the first day she came onto the show. You said I had a beautiful name. I was hooked after that. That's what we do. We hook you in. We hook you in. Rachel, there's a bubble car museum. That's right, there is. I've gone past that a few times on Langwick Bridge to New York. Is that the single lane bridge, Rachel? I think I know. Is it Langwick Bridge? Is that the single lane bridge? Where there's 3 roads get there and there's traffic lights and it will only allow one lot of cars to come up. Because I go over that bridge quite a lot, over to the George Mulder Leisure Centre where I go swimming. I wonder what's happening to all those people there. You know, you kind of get to know people when you go to like gyms and swimming pools after a while, don't you? Peter, you've got some sort of issue there with either your internet or your computer. There, you come on every week and say that. No one else is saying it. You see. I noticed that. I think you've got some issue with your computer. Possibly try a clean-up program, although you've got to be a bit careful with those. I managed to delete a file, as you well know, last week on that one, just before the bingo. It was a nightmare. Oh, dear. I found it in the end. I restored it. But set yourself... I don't know what system you're running there. If you've got a Windows 10, make sure you set a restore point that you can go back to, okay? Otherwise, a little bit of a nightmare, though. I think you've got some issue there, either with your internet or your Wi-Fi or your computer there, okay? No other reports of that. An Invacar was... it was those light blue 3-wheelers that the government sponsored and banned. I don't know what an Invacar is. Don't know what that is. Don't watch Super Size Me. It might put you at McDonald's for life. Well, he was eating it all the time. I've seen it. He was eating it for every meal. I mean, what do you expect's going to happen? Now and again, in moderation, there's nothing wrong with a KFC, a Pizza Hut, or something like that. For myself, as I say, McDonald's twice a year, 3 times a year. The same with Burger King, 2 or 3 times a year. That's about it. I cook most of my own stuff. Burgers come out of a box, I admit. You know, I don't make them from scratch, but I do cook most of my stuff. I don't actually like eating out, really. I'm all right for an afternoon tea because I roughly know what's going to happen. But I've been in restaurants before so many times and I've looked at the menu and I'm thinking, I don't like any of this. I suppose I'm a fussy eater, really. I don't know. Do you know what? I can feel quite warm, but I don't feel the necessity to put the air conditioning on today. I'm quite warming up quite nicely here. I'm toasting lightly. Dave, do you go to McDonald's at all, Dave? There's one in Cleethorpes, isn't there? Just up the road from Cleethorpes. I remember when my sister and brother-in-law came down. I think my niece was there as well, if I remember. They came down to the bar. Oh, what was it called? Liberties? I can never remember the name of that bar that I worked at during the summer. Was it Liberties where I did the karaoke? Liberties? Something like that? Liberties? Oh, I can't remember. It doesn't matter anyway. And they actually did a bit of a detour because it wasn't on the way back to Woodhall Spa. They had to go back the other way, I think. Just not very far to the McDonald's there, and they were hungry, so I had something to eat there. Excuse me. Let's just... So Mark's on his morning break. 12 hours. Gosh, that's a long shift, isn't it? That is a long shift, 12 hours there. Gosh, Mick says, you're still alive, dear. Get on with it. Oh, just. Morning to James Humble. What time do you get up then, James? You're up late, aren't you? Do you watch Podmaster? I think you must watch that as well. Okay. McDavenport, you're talking out. Rachel, thank you, Rachel. Rachel sending me a £5 tip today. Thank you, Rachel. 5 free raffle tickets for you, Rachel. 302 to 303. Let's just do those. Rachel. Actually, there's no Rachel. I can just shorten that to Rachel W, can't I? Rachel W. I do that to save time. Often, I think someone said to me the other day, how do you manage to write out the raffle tickets so quickly? Well, I know so many of you now, like Mick Davenport, that goes on at McD. Everyone knows who Mick D's going to be, doesn't it? There you go, Rach. 5 for you there, darling. 5 raffle tickets there. All right. And that's what I do. I shorten them. There's a French lad on. He's usually only here for the bingo and the quiz. Put those in there. He's only here for the bingo and the quiz, and I just put Ludo. Who else knows anyone called Ludo? You know, there's only one Dom that watches, so Dom, and that's how I managed to write them out quickly. Adam Plummer. That's a little bit longer, that one. My nephew Gary Butler, Gary B. My sister Sharon Butler, Shaz. That's how I managed to write them out so quickly. If you were writing everyone's names, they would take a lot longer to write there, wouldn't they? Anyway, thank you, Rachel, for that. Very kind of you, my darling. Adam, how are people who are on Slimming World are losing what? Here's a question. How are people who are on Slimming World still losing weight? Are they? How are they doing that? Silhouettes, thank you, Dave. Why do I always think that's called Liberties? Is there another gay club called Liberties? There's no other gay club or bar in Cleethorpes, is there? Oh, sorry, LGBT. One of those letter things, dear. There isn't. There's no other gay place in Cleethorpes, is there? Why do I always think it? I always call it Liberties, don't I, for some reason? I don't know why. Mandy, why would I go to McDonald's? I've got Mickey makes his own burgers. Oh, that sounds nice. And I bet they're nice as well. He can do his cooking, can't he? Dan, they're talking about the virus just dying out. If it does, will karaoke resume? Probably, Dan. Yes, I saw that, Dan. Morning to Simon. Morning to you. He's not been around for a while, so welcome back there, Simon. Some people like to take a little break, don't they? Peter writes on Virgin, well, you shouldn't have too many trouble with them. You shouldn't have too many trouble on Virgin. Oh, Virgin, not the TV channels. No, I don't have subscription telly. Only Netflix and Amazon Prime. That's enough. That's enough. I think Mark Bowles has got Disney Plus. My nephew's got Disney Plus, and some of you have got various other different things like that, haven't you? Yes, I saw that thing, Dan. The doctor talking about the virus dying out, as indeed SARS did. And Mars, we don't hear about those anymore. They died out. So there is a chance it can die out. We just got to keep our fingers crossed. I think a lot of luck involved as well. There is a lot of luck involved. So we'll see where we are in, I don't know, end of July when the summer's almost over. But I'm sure we'll be able to drive around soon. Right. Chatting to each other. Okay, well, we got enough likes. Thank you very much. I've got a couple of videos coming up now for you that you delightful people have sent in. First of all, it's Sean Pye's garden. Let's have a look at this one. Look at the size of those lilies now. Look how tall they are now. Yes. Huge. Beautiful. All flowering there. Thank you very much, Sean. A little bit there from Sean's garden. It's looking very nice, I must say. I must say. There's a place that I cycle past, right? They've got fake grass outside. I just think it looks absolutely horrendous, fake grass. I mean, it looks... No, it's done very well. But to just... dig up all your grass and just so you can put a bit of mat down and sweep it now and again. Yes, it's easy, but I just think that's blooming awful. I really do. So thanks very much for sending that in, Mr. Sean Pye. And Mike Reese-Ponto has sent a wonderful video in of him and his other half going for an afternoon tea. So enjoy this. This one's done very professionally. So have a watch of this. Mike Rees-Ponto and Gary on their afternoon tea visit.
Well, we've arrived at Bar Chill for our afternoon tea, and if you can see what I can see on the table, well, viewers, you'll be salivating and dribbling. We can't have all that, can we? Have a look. Just look at those delicious sandwiches. Hummus, olives, 2 little chocolatey things, 2 almond slices, 2 scones, apricot and strawberry jam, 2 macaroons and cream. Yes, please, Mummy. What a fab afternoon we had at Bar Chill, thanks to our hosts Adam and Stephen. And after all that food, let's retire to the terrace for 2 large G&Ts.
Frighten the life out of me. I think your globe is better than my one, to be honest. I quite like that globe, Mike Rees-Ponto. Very nice video. Very nicely put together there. Thanks very much for that. Really appreciate that. Anyone else who wants to send something in, feel free. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I did get some photos in this week from... was it now? Alan Wainwright, which I've it actually came when I look at the time. It came this morning at 7 o'clock, and I didn't get those on the system, but they'll be on there tomorrow if you want to have a little look at those, boys and girls. All right, excellent videos, excellent. Thanks very much. There's the email address if you want to send in again. Pictures, small videos, something like that. Anything you're sort of you want to show anyone, something that you've created, something that you've seen, a picture of you, whatever, young and old, anything at all, send them through, Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, and I'll get them on the system for you. We've got someone else just joining us there, I noticed. Try putting my name on your tickets, B. That's a long list. Just set up another account to do that. So good morning to you. All right. Mick says, I can never understand why the cucumber sandwiches are so small. Well, they cut the crusts off them. I like bread crust. A lot of people don't eat the crusts, do they? Who is it? Someone I know takes the crust off a pizza. No, you've got to eat everything on the plate, dear. We mustn't waste food. You know what I'm like, wasting food. We don't do wasting food. And that's it. Lots of you enjoyed that videos, both videos there, so well done there. Excellent. All righty. Now, so we talked about going on the beach and then going to McDonald's afterwards. If you don't fancy McDonald's, how about getting something with just a taste? Not necessarily food, just a taste. In the Daily Mail this morning, a lickable screen. Yes, you heard it right. A lickable screen has been developed which can trick users into believing they are eating anything from sushi. Oh, no, not for me. Sushi. Chicken, anything from sushi to gummy candies without them placing a single piece of food in your mouth. I don't know if this would work for me. It's called the Miyake synthesizer, which sounds a little bit Japanese. Well, they invent lots of things like that, don't they? It uses 5 gels made of electrolytes that correspond with 5 tastes a tongue can distinguish: salt, acidic, bitter, sweet, and umami or savoury. Users place the end of the device on their tongue and a harmless electrical charges are released that can be increased or lowered to simulate a specific taste. The team suggests that the technology could be used to enjoy a virtual meal without dealing with the mess, or may prove to be a weight management tool. And that ties in nicely with a message that Adam the plumber has just sent in. Said he was wondering, people on the Slimming World journey, how is your journey doing right now? With the lockdown, have it kind of gone out the window a bit? Mine did, went out the window a bit, as you can see from the extra chin that has appeared just behind the slight growth of stubble there. Are you still losing weight, or what? As a matter of interest, those of you who are like strict on the Slimming World, I know Claire does it. Claire is probably the best person on the Slimming World. She got on it, and I don't think she's ever been off it. How are you doing, Claire, with that Slimming World thing? As a matter of interest, Alan's licking his screen now, but he can't taste anything. Oh, John likes sushi. No, thank you, John. How can you sit there eating raw fish? All the supermarkets, a lot of the supermarkets have got these. Sainsbury's, Waitrose, they've got these sushi bars in the middle with those little plastic things full of dead fish. How awful. Dreadful. Anyway, it goes on. The Norimaki synthesizer was developed by a team in Japan, I thought so, which started out by comparing the manipulation of taste perception as to how we perceive images on a monitor. When we view an image on a monitor, they see things as a series of pulsating red, green and blue pixels of different combinations and intensities. That's how you can see me. That's exactly what that screen's doing in front of you. All it is pulsing lights, and it translates that into me sitting here. Although you do see the show like 10 to 15 seconds after it's actually happened. You know, so when I talk, I mean, I've got that clock behind me is not bang on the second, it's bang on the minute. If I show you this clock here, right, this is one of those radio clocks. So if you've got a radio clock at home, right, have a look at that, and that will tell you how many seconds exactly you are. That's, you know, it's a really good clock, that, isn't it? Doesn't that look good? Does it come? How close can you get to that? You know, you'd have to have something behind it. I love that clock. Okay, I got this off at Amazon ages ago. This is about 5 years old. But have a look at that clock. If you've got a radio clock, you know, one of the ones that sets itself, that will tell you how many seconds behind you get the show from me. It's usually somewhere between sort of 10 and 20 seconds usually. So I'd be interested. You've got to have a radio clock to be able to do that, though. What's the delay to you? Have a look at that. What's my delay to you, any of you with a radio clock? Have a look at your clock there. Is it about 10 seconds, I would imagine? Something like that. That sits up there. Like that. There we go. Interesting. But going back to this taste thing, his team used dissolved electrolytes in a small amount of water to create a highly concentrated solution. Agar, a vegetable-based gelatin, was then added to the mixture and inserted into a tube where it would form a gel. Wire electrodes, which are wrapped in copper foil, were placed at each end of the 5 tubes, and you just... it's not so much a screen. I suppose you could... what they're looking at is possibly putting it in a screen. But I can see other things like that. You know, you're probably not going to want to sort of walk along and do that all the time. But for example, if we were talking to perhaps Mick, and Mick sent a picture of one of his cakes in, which might be a lemon flavour, right? I could see a use for this. You know, I could say to you, Mick's just sent in a picture of a lemon cake. Just have a little touch of your screen now. And you went like that, and you'd taste lemon. I mean, you'd have a filthy screen in the end, wouldn't you? And God knows what bleeding viruses and bacteria are on these things. But you see the use for that, yeah? Rather than walking around with this, I can't see it replacing food somehow. You like to have something to chew in your mouth, don't you? You know, biscuits, crisps, dead animals. I can see a use for that. John says sushi is raw. Sushimi is just thicker cut raw salmon without the rice base. Oh no, dear. Raw fish. I won't even eat normal fish, let alone raw fish. Oh, Mandy. Excellent. Mandy's dishing out pain and suffering to me this morning. Excellent. There you go. Peter Wright is behind by 15 seconds. Yes. Yeah, I thought it's generally between 10 and 15 seconds. So I've said something, and it takes about 15 seconds to get to you, doesn't it? After it's gone through the whole system. Petey Palawoda, morning. Garden watering first priority. Good boy. Actually, are you watering a garden now? Not a good time to do it, actually. You want to be doing that at night time. You should be doing that at night time. I do mine like 11 o'clock at night. I don't know what time you go to bed, Peter. Are you an early bedder at all? I woke up this morning at 6. I could have been in here at 7 o'clock doing this, you know. But I thought, well, there's not going to be anyone up at that time, so I closed my eyes. And you think you haven't gone back to sleep, and then the telly went off at 7:30, so, or 7:15, so there we are. Morning, Peter. I'm not reading that out, Mick, about window licking. No. Andy, 12 seconds for you. There you go. 12 seconds for you. Chat's playing up again, is it? Yeah, it's not me. It's not me. Have you tried edamame beans? What are they, John? Don't tell me they've got bits of fish in them, dear. What are they? Is that some sort of spice you've got in there? I've occasionally got what's that stuff? Liam Perrins. Occasionally I put Liam Perrins in there. Right. So, here's something horrible. Now, I mentioned to you sometimes I go over the forest on a regular occurrence, walking over there. Cyclists are now allowed back over there. Some of them, most of them are okay. Some of them they're not going to get out of the way. And they're aggressive. There's a lot of aggressive cyclists about. Most like me. I think we're fairly decent people. We avoid people. I don't go right up behind people and start ringing bells. If you've got your earphones on, you know, what can you do? But someone's been going up, setting traps for them. And this is horrible. A cyclist has ended up in hospital after riders were targeted with sadistic wire traps deliberately placed at head height on a popular trail. Over the bank holiday weekend, wire traps and logs were found blocking trails and paths in Swansea and Cardiff, resulting in the injury to one cyclist and potentially deadly near misses to others. Shortly before 3 o'clock on Saturday, May the 23rd, this bloke was riding on a path in Woodland near to Taff's Well Quarry. Taff, that's a Welsh name, isn't it? Taff. It's a great name. Taff's Well Quarry, about 1.5 miles from his home. He sustained injuries to his mouth, face and chest when he hit a barrier made of wire and branches that was stretched across the rail. And you can see, I'll be honest with you, the injuries, I don't know. He's got a hole in his tongue. It looks like a hole in his tongue. This wire has clearly hit him here, and it's like, I'll say to you, it doesn't look too badly damaged there. But nevertheless, he's got damage there. But here, there's a hole in his tongue. He thinks he was travelling at roughly 15 mile an hour at the time, which is fast. You're on a bike. That's fast. It was set across the track with woven branches within it that was fixed horizontally. So someone has spent time and effort doing this. That wouldn't have been a quick thing to do, would it? It's not like, I don't know, getting a couple of twigs or maybe small logs. Because you wouldn't. Logs are very heavy, very heavy. There's a little bit of grass around here that people keep parking up on. It drives me mad. It's only a little bit of grass, but you're not allowed to do that. It drives me mad, people parking on this little bit of grass. And I said to my mate, oh, can we get a log? We tried to pick one up once and put it there. Poof, yeah, right, very heavy. No, can't do it. So to pick up large logs would take some effort. And it sounds here that they spent some time, and let me read you that sentence again. The trap was set across the track with woven branches within it that were fixed horizontally. That must have taken them some time to do that. It wasn't until I saw the branch I realised it was a trap. One of the branches struck me and got lodged in my mouth, while the wire caught my chest and the lower of my neck. Well, if it had been any higher, I dreadful think what it's like. You know what it's like when you got... I don't know if it's the same for you, ladies, but we've got this blooming Adam's apple thing here. And if you do that, really hurts me doing that. Shall I strangle myself live on air? Will they get any more viewers? Is it worth doing that for viewers? I could release that as a my final YouTube channel. My final YouTube video. Me strangling myself. This bloke says, I was pulled from my bike and fell backwards, striking my head to the floor. Thankfully, my helmet saved me. Being a biker, my first reaction was to check the bike. It was then, when I looked down, that the blood started to pour from my mouth, and the pain hit and the realisation of what just happened. I think sometimes when something happens, the first few moments are shock, aren't they? And you don't really feel any pain. He called his wife, sent pictures of his injuries. He rode home, washed his wounds and sought medical assistance. But what an awful thing to do. What an awful thing to do. I think, I think it's one thing to put like branches and things across a path to slow a cyclist down, perhaps. I've seen that. I've seen twigs and things, just put across, and you wouldn't be able to bump over. You'd see the twig and have to stop. Small branches, I suppose, which you can easily lift out of the way. But to actually put a piece of wire across at the same level as sort of someone's neck, I would assume they thought it would be where someone's neck would be. Fortunately, it was a little bit lower down there. What a dreadful, absolutely awful thing to do there, isn't it? Dreadful. Peter, to your story, a child was killed once, UK, on a sledge, hit barbed wire, tragic accident. Yeah, but I mean, was the barbed wire put up by someone? This has been purposely done. Someone's got some wire and attached it. Dreadful, absolutely dreadful thing to do. Oh, there's my nephew. Morning, Gary. Morning to you, Gary. Morning. Rachel's trying to listen to an argument. Is there an argument going? Or record it, Rachel, and send it to me, please. We like hearing people argue. The best argument I heard was we were at a caravan at Mablethorpe. I think it was Mablethorpe caravan site. And it was about 11:45 at night, and I was in my bed, and there was this couple rowing. Oh, the language dip. They were right outside. Well, caravan, there's no sound insulation at all. They were right outside my caravan, it sounded like. Yeah, your mum this, your mum that. There was a young couple arguing. I was trying not to giggle too much into my pillow so that they could hear me. A sprinter van, crazy, nasty, mad people. Awful. Millie says they've had that here in Scotland. Disabled one man, shocking behaviour. Awful thing to do, isn't it? Scrap it, man. Thank you very much, Scrap it, man. What's that, Scrap it, man? My own nephew sending me £2 tip there. Thank you, Gary. That cost me in a McDonald's, you know that, don't you? 307 and 308 there, Gary. I'm not giving. Don't ring me up later and say, "Can I have the £2 back?" No. Gary's giving me a £2 tip this morning. My own nephew. Thank you, Gary. Did you ask the missus for permission on that? Here's your Super Chatter prize this week, gang. That'll be drawn tomorrow for the Super Chatters raffle every Thursday night. I don't know what we're going to do as a prize next week. What do you want for the prize next week? Shall I put the bunting as a prize? Do you want that? Do you want the bunting as a prize next week? We might do that next week, okay? Be careful when you go on your bike. Well, the thing is, Michael, I stick to the main paths, which are very wide. You wouldn't be able to put a piece of wire across those. I mean, not without upsetting everyone that walks on these paths or cycles on these paths. It seems to be the little paths off, which you're not supposed to go on anyway. You know, the little paths off would be, I suppose that would be a reasonably easy thing to do. Although it would still take, to attach a wire from one side to the other over a path that's, I don't know, a foot wide, 2 foot wide maybe, metre, whatever it is. That wouldn't be too difficult. But to actually go and disguise it with, what's he say, branches and things like that, that's going to take some time, isn't it? Awful. Peter's never had a meaningful argument with his wife for 35 years. That is nice. Yeah, I don't think my mum and dad ever rowed at all. Morning to Michael Bolden. Morning to you, sir. Hola. Hola to you. Please sing some Manilow just for Mick. Oh, do you want me to? Do you want me to? Do you remember how we used to be when we lost the dream of you and me? Hold me in. Let me see if I can find a little version for that. Sometimes, if you can find like a version that someone's played on the piano or something like that. See, we can do that because that's not under the copyright thing, you see. It's the original. Let me see if I can find a version and I might be able to sing you a whole song this morning. Isn't that exciting for you? Mick's very pleased about that. Look at his face. Bless his heart, love. Let's do Stay. Let's see if I can do Stay. Manilow piano cover. Let's try that. Let's see what we got there. Oh, yes! There is. Let's try it. Let's see how it goes. I know what it's like. Might be crap. Oh yeah, baby. Do you remember how we used to be when we lost the dream of you and me? Hold me in your arms like you did then. Let the memory live all over again. Darling, stay. Why don't you be with me tonight? Stay. We can make love till the morning light. Baby, stay. I can make everything alright. Just tell me what to say, 'cause I really don't want you to go. You used to laugh and say sweet things to me. You made me happy as a man can be. Hold me in your arms like you did then. Make the memory live all over again. Darling, stay. Why don't you be with me tonight? Stay. We can make love till the morning light. Baby, stay. I can make everything alright. Just tell me what to say, 'cause I really don't want you to go. Darling, stay. Why don't you be with me tonight? Stay. We can make love till the morning light. Baby, stay. I can make everything alright. Just tell me what to say, 'cause I really don't want you to go. Darling, stay. There you go. especially for Mick today. A live singing for Mick today. There you go, Mick. Your life is complete. Your life is complete. And so is mine, with a £2 tip from Claire. Ooh. There you go. Thank you, Claire. Claire sending in a £2 tip there for the music. Oh, Claire. Let me give you 2 free raffle tickets. 309 and 310 for you. All right, Claire. Make sure you're here for the Super Chat raffle tomorrow morning, my beautiful people. There you go. A live song this morning. 309 and 310. There we go. That's it. See, someone's uploaded that onto the YouTube there, and is happy for it to be shared, and as indeed my stuff is. You know, I don't worry too much about people wanting to use my bits and pieces. I know some of you have seen these shows be played out on other people's streams, or like bits of it. I think what's his name? Gavin Bass uses little bits of this show now and again, which is perfectly all right. I don't mind that. You know, we don't worry too much about that. There you go, Mandy. All right, my love. The £2 was for the wire in your caravan. Gary stripped and weighed it in. Is that right? There'd be no electric there. There'd just be a little plug hanging out of this socket. Where's the wire gone? And then I'll see another one of Gary Scrap It Man's videos. This is how you do wire. Dear me. £1.40 a kilo at the moment. You can leave all the plugs, loom cases, few boxes on as well. He's got a wheelie bin full of wiring at the moment. Someone else interested. A virtual afternoon tea on FaceTime. A good prize for the super checkers. That's a good idea, isn't it? We could do a virtual tea where we I don't know, actually. Well, there's a thing. You could have a virtual tea where we're all at our own places and we make tea and sandwiches and cakes and things and talk about them. Talk about them in our own homes. And I could sit there in the garden with mine. I might even get my mate round for that one. You know, do our own sort of afternoon tea. Afternoon tea. There's a new show there. There's a show there. Afternoon tea, isn't it? Absolutely there is. It really is. It really is. It's a shame we can't bring videos in. I tried this whole Skype thing and I just couldn't get it going. You know. Alan's off now. Bye-bye, Alan. See, I'll have your photos on there for tomorrow morning. Okay, good morning to you, Alan. Thank you, Mandy. That was specially for you, darling. Oh, look at those angry faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, we couldn't quite make him that angry enough to do sort of 10, could he? How rude. Jason's hit his mute button. Not this end. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Rachel. Oh, Andy's got tears in his glass eye now. Have I been a trained singer? No, Peter. No, I just sing for fun, really. I sang at school, not like as professional, as part of the group, you know. No, I've never had trained singing or anything like that. Can you play some Neil Diamond? Maybe another song tomorrow. Dan. We'll see if I can do Neil Diamond. I'll have to find one, though. One that someone's played on the piano or something like that. So we can't use the original things. Can't even use the karaoke ones. A lot of those are copywritten stuff as well, you know. Claire's paying me to stop. I doubt that very much. Jason. Very disappointed with you this morning, Jason. Mandy, I'm sorry to call on you so many times this morning, Mandy. Jason Hughes, darling. Jason Hughes, a little bit of trouble coming from him this morning, which is unusual for you, Jason. Not that you'd ever want to upset anyone. Oh, dear. Diane liked the song. Oh, lots of clapping going on there. Thank you for your little hand claps. Thank you for your hand claps there. It's very kind of you. James, did you like it or not, James? I don't know if you liked it or not, really, to be honest. Oh, where's that gone now? Lidl seems so much more attractive now. Ken Bruce is playing Take That's version of Could It Be Magic, which I love. Did you see, was it one of the charity things like Children in Need or comedy, what's that, Red Nose Day thing? I think Barry was on there and Gary Barlow came on with him, didn't he? Wasn't it that? And Robbie Williams as well, I believe. They were all on the stage at the same time, which was fantastic. You know I'm a great fan of Barry Manilow. Oh, news on the Barry Manilow ticket. Now, who did this come from? Glenda. Glenda? No? Or Mari? Mari. Mari wrote to me, she thinks that the Manilow concerts have now been put back from August to June next year. So I think I'll hang on to the tickets, because I've got my tickets here. Platinum, look, row A, seat 10. Oh, yes. I've got 9 and 10, row A, and 9 for the Barry Manilow tickets in Cardiff. And we think that's going to be moved back. At the moment, the last email I saw was August. But as we were saying right at the beginning of the show, you know, we might be lucky and this virus simply dies out. It does require a bit of luck there. I don't see a £10,000 super chat anywhere. You can have what you want for that, Peter. You can have a private show for that if you want. Have you seen my Cam 4 channel? Mornings to LaBelle, your emerald-eyed, serenading cavalier of magic. I think a song every day is required here, don't you, Mick? I think that would be an excellent addition to this programme. Poor Mick is raging around the house. Look at him. He's so angry. I love it. I love it. Anytime, Mandy. Anything you want. You do a lot of favours for me, Mandy. Just ask, my darling. Only thing I can't do is give you free raffle tickets, all right? Afternoon tea with Chris. Afternoon tea with Chris and friends. I quite like that. An extra bingo night. I don't know at what point in the show you joined us today, Peter. New software is now being written for me. Okay? I haven't told him, you know, I need it next week or need it in 2 weeks. In his own time, he gave me a very good price, and I'm very happy with that. So that's all on its way. Don't know when it will happen. I would think within the next month or so. All right, so watch this space for that. When it comes, we will test it out extensively before we use it on the Sunday, because he'll need to know. Sometimes I think you write computer. I hope this is not a disrespectful thing to say to someone who writes computer programs, but sometimes I think you write and you think it's done, and then we come across a bug. You know, and we need to make sure we don't run into that bug before Sunday nights. So for 1 or 2 weeks, we will test it every single morning on the show, and we'll give away something like a little fridge magnet or something like that every morning. Okay, so we'll have a game every morning as well as the main thing on Sunday. We'll probably revert, after week 1, we'll probably revert to the present game on the Sunday, and then after week 2, if it's working and we've got our heads around it, because it probably won't be instantly when I'll know what to do. You see what I mean? Have to try it out. So you can be the guinea pigs for that. Guinea pigs! Did you have guinea pigs at school? We had guinea pigs. Always had a guinea pig at school, didn't you? All schools seem to have guinea pigs. Isn't that strange? It's time for the pills. Look at that. Let's have a look. There we are. Mixed chat's gone again. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know why it's some people and not others, Mick. I don't know what to suggest to you, Mick, to be honest. With the may I ask, Mick, do you have another device perhaps that you could try it on and see what happens? I wonder if it's something to do with the speed going down. Have you done a speed test recently, Mick? I wonder if it's anything to do with that at all. My money's on YouTube. They've done something and it hasn't quite worked out there for them. Tony thinks a bit of Barry every day. Do you know what? I'm quite liking that, Tony, that suggestion there. I do like that suggestion, a little bit of Barry every day. Yeah, we might possibly do that. Oh, dear. Peter, all my heckling and I've never been whipped. No, that's because I know you like it, Peter. You come across as someone that likes to be, you know, a little bit of whiplash or something like that. So I'm going to have to think of another suitable punishment for you. Perhaps lines. Okay? If you're heckling today, you need to write 100 lines and take a photo of it and send it in. I love Chris Reardon. I mean, you won't love me as much as I love myself, which I think is plainly obvious for most of you to see. But, you know, I think you should be doing something like that. Or perhaps we could ask Mandy's advice there. We could ask Mandy's advice. What do you think could be a suitable punishment for someone that actually likes the whipping? Because, of course, we don't want to go whipping someone, do we? unless they don't like it. You know what I mean? Thank you, Gavin. Yes, I got that this morning. There's no £1,000,000 super chat. It didn't come up, darling. Please don't tell little lies like porcupine lies. I would have to have a word with Canon Simon and arrange a confession to you. Now, we were talking about the bingo there. The new pens have arrived. The new bingo pens, they're all the same colour. Okay, this will be the prize. You'll have a choice of prizes, as always, for the first and second game of the bingos on Sunday night. From this week. If you're playing a bit, I'm afraid if you want to join us for the bingo, the system's full up. I can't put anyone else on it at the moment. You're going to have to wait for the new software to be written, and then that should give us a lot more space to add more people to it. But if you win the first or second line prizes on Sunday night, at the moment we're giving these away for first or second line prize, or one of our fridge magnets. Okay, these are different fridge magnets to the raffle ones there, okay? These are the raffle fridge magnets, which you win on the raffle. These are the bingo fridge magnets, as indicated by it says, I'm a Chris Reardon bingo winner on there. All right. Or you can win 2 of these as a first and second game prize, 2 of those. Or you can win one of our old pens, only 2 left of these, okay, which says, I'm a Chris Reardon bingo winner. Or, boys and girls. Oh, just a minute. Where's my drum roll gone? Drum roll. Where's my drum roll gone? Someone has... Oh, here. Or, from this Sunday, boys and girls, live for a first and second line prize, also available as a... What's it called? As a super draw prize at the end of the month are our brand new metal pens. Look at those. Oh, yes. I'm a Chris Reardon winner 2020. And there's the writing at the bottom there. Metal, darling. Metal. On, off, on, off, on. Let's go over to another camera for a closer look. Camera 3. There we are. There, look. Yes. Yes. I can't get... There we are. You can see that there. Look. Engraved. Nope. Engraved, dear. Engraved. They are the new pen prizes. As I say, they're all the same colour. And if you win, they're quite heavy, these are. Oh, I hope that's not going to cost me any more in postage. I will be disappointed if that happens. We can't afford to just give stuff out left, right and centre and not pay for the postage, dear. So they are the new Super Chatter pens. You can still choose one of the old ones. But there's only 2 of those left now. And they will be from this Sunday or as one of the Super Draws. Okay, Super Draws. Super Draw. We might even put one in the Super Chatter prize. I don't know what you think about that. Super Chatter prize. Or there we are. Okay, so you have to win those. You can't just buy them. You have to win them as a prize. I've said a few times, I think it's important that you keep some things only to be won. You can't actually buy them. Otherwise, there's no point in playing any of the games, is there? You know what I mean? Know what I mean? We've had a couple of suggestions for bingo and that sort of thing. Why not do the bingo, you know, so when someone wins, they get a notification to tell them they've won. Well, what's the point of them playing then? It's a little bit like, I think some of these seasons, there's one in Skegness actually. I went there and I sat down at this thing in an arcade with my sister. You may know the one, Rachel. I don't know if you're going these places and play the bingo with little drawers that go across like that or anything like that. And I sat there and I said to the bloke, I said, do you go very fast? Oh, don't worry about that, mate. We let you know when someone's won anyway. And I thought, well, what's the point of me sitting here then? It's part of the fun. I think it's actually part of the fun to sometimes get it wrong and cross off. I think Michael Lawrence, I don't know if he's with us. It might have been Michael or someone else. Doesn't matter. But he claimed on Sunday night and he hadn't won. You know, and I suppose you don't need to feel silly about that because we all make a mistake. It's easy enough. But it becomes part of the fun for someone to say they've won and then you find out they won't won and everyone's booing then. Boo! Boo for Michael. That could be a new night this week. Should we do that tonight at 8 o'clock? All come outside the front door and boo for Michael. But it's part of the fun to get that wrong. If everything is set up so that you don't even need to be there. I think that was the case of some of you who were with the raffle tickets. You know, you kind of want to know who's won and who's done this. Well, do you actually want to be playing it or not? do you see what I mean? So I think it's important to have some prizes there that you can only just win. And those pens are those, as I say, first to second line, or indeed the full house bingo prize if you want. Although I'd if you won the full house, I'd probably give you two. You know, one wouldn't be enough for a full house prize, if that's what you wanted. Or the super draw raffle, we'll give you that choice. Or I think we might even put one in as a super chat thing. Just, I mean, don't start sending 10 or 20 quid for try and win a pen, for God's sake. You know, only buy £1 ticket a day or something like that. Or sorry, send a £1 tip a day for one ticket. Don't go mad with that one, for Christ's sake. Peter. Oh, I've lost it now. I lost that message. That's gone down to. Will we be able to accommodate more players? Yes, that's one of the points of doing it, Peter. That's why I'm paying this chap to write a new thing there. All right. Hopefully we'll just add up more thing. Are those Parker pens? No, they're certainly not Parker pens. Oh, I tell you what, the company's very eager. Blimey. I got a phone call yesterday from this company who've made these for me. Have you got your pens yet? No. Oh, well, you should have had them by now, so well, they're not there. Let me go outside. No, they weren't there. Oh, well, they can deliver up to 9 p.m. One of those. Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. Anyway, so they did arrive. But he's on the phone, and he's saying, well, let us know what you think of them. We've got some other offers. Oh, you couldn't get rid of them on the phone. On and on he went, trying to sell me other tat. For Christ's sake, man. He was coming out with torches. Keyring torches. Keyring torches, so you can have your little logo on there, and there's a little torch on the other end. Which were quite good, you know. But they weren't cheap. On and on he went on the phone. He said, can I call you back? I said, I'll have a think about it. Send me an email. Is it okay to call you back tomorrow afternoon? Yes, of course it is. Well, you know that my phone's not going to be on this afternoon, don't you? I'm glad you like those pens there, Peter. Very nice indeed. Andy wants one of the pens along with the mug as well. Andy. But I'll tell you what, please, I know, Andy, you've bought some super chats. And I've given you like the free tickets. Please don't send 10 quid just to win a pen. Be a bit patient. There's plenty of them there. You know, they're not going to run out soon, those, all right? Shania, there's Shania. Shania loves the pen there. Glad you... Oh, what was that? Did I see something then or not? Rachel, I think there might be a spider behind the monitor. Oh, no. There was this massive one in the kitchen, and it had a big bulbous black body. Wasn't thin, was like that. Oh, no, out came the Dyson handheld hoover on that one, darling. Not having that. Mick, can you send me one of them dodgy pens as punishment? No, you're not having it. You have to win it, dear. Peter loves Skegness. Yes, me too. I used to hate it, Skegness. You go back a few years on some of my shows, and I used to run Skegness down to the ground. I wouldn't go there on a Saturday afternoon when it's busy, even without the virus. It's mobbed. Absolutely mobbed, Skegness. Well, you want to go there is go during the week and go at night time. Oh, it's lovely. And you see the sun setting behind all those wonderful windmills. I think it's where the sun sets, is it? Does it set there or not? I think it does. I think we see it setting behind the windmills. I can't remember now. It's been a while ago now. Everything is tat that I've got here, Mick. Yes, that's everything I've got here is tat. Yes. What's your point? And you're one of the sad people that collect it all. He's got a massive collection, Mick. He just collects tat. What's all that about? Do you go to car boot sales? I know a few people go to car boot sales. I think Gary goes to those and picks stuff up dirt cheap, does it up and sells it, repairs anything that needs to be repaired, gives it a good clean up and sells it on for a profit. Nothing wrong with that, is there? Probably you're going to do the same with my tat, darling. I expect you are. Chris Reardon's tat. Is there it was a fat spider, yeah, Jason. It's probably eaten a few people. That spider I saw in the bar. Didn't kill it. Went up the Hoover and I put it outside because I don't think they go right into the Hoover sometimes. Oh my God! Just imagine putting one. You know those handheld Hoovers. You store them in a bracket on the wall, don't you? I've got one of those. It's a few years up. The battery doesn't go for very long anymore. About 3 minutes, and then you have to. You probably get a spare battery for that, I would imagine. It's a Dyson one. If I remember rightly, my sister got it for me one year for Christmas. So I don't know if she's with us today. Do you remember when she might be sitting there quietly on the side? Do you remember when you got me that? Do you remember getting me the handheld Dyson Hoover, Sharon? Do you remember that? You imagine putting that back on you think you've got the spider and you put it back, and then as you're putting it back, it crawls out the top again. Oh, no! Scary, very, very scary. Yes. A fatty supervisor, says James. You're right there. Andy wishes he could win the lottery and buy 1,000 tickets. I'd love to see you write out 1,000 tickets. Peter, sign me up for the bingo. I can't at the moment, Peter. Not until we get the new software installed, my friend, I'm afraid. I cannot add anyone out. I cannot add anyone to the present system. But as I say, this bloke is now working on it for us all. So I'm very much looking forward to it. I did ask him to make it colourful. Okay? I did ask him to make... You know I like colours. I like bright colours. I don't like dull. I like bright colours. How rude. Mike Reese-Ponto says there's no ink in the pens, you cheeky git. I think you're going to have to be punished for it. Who was it? Was it Mike Reese-Ponto? There's no ink in the pens. You have to win the ink separately. Actually, well, we could do that. Let's take this. I'm not going to destroy one of my pens, not after paying for them. Hang on a minute. What we got here? Here we are. What we could do... I can't get it out now. Won't come out. Hang on. Have I got one here? Have I got one here? Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, it doesn't work. Well, I could do that, couldn't I? So you could win. I'll probably completely ruin this pen now. There. What we could do for added excitement, right? You could win the pen 1 week, and then the next week you could win the insert to provide the ink to write the pen. Oh dear, that would be a laugh. That reminds me actually of someone. They went on eBay, and I don't know this person personally. I knew him. He used to do a show, I think, on Reach on Air, and he put on eBay, shocking really. Oh, it's a pencil. Look, it's a pencil. Hang on, let me try it. Oh, it's broken. How do I do that then? How's this work? Oh, you screw it and another bit comes out, does it? Oh yeah, look at that. It's a pencil. I didn't know that. Where's this go? Oh, it's a Slimming World pencil. Look. Slimming World. Have you got one of these, Adam? It's a Slimming World pencil. There we are. Anyway, so this bloke, he put a picture of an audio mixer, I think it was, on eBay, and said, here was a picture of audio mixer, and he put the make and model on it, available for whatever, you know, slightly worn or something like that he put. Anyway, people bidded on this thing, and I think it got to like 50 quid or something like that. So sold 50 quid, right? Next thing we heard was that the bloke was going mad, right? Shouldn't really laugh. It's terrible. This is con people, this is. But he received in the post a picture of the mixer. And when he created Merry Hell, the bloke who sold it says, look, it clearly states on there, this is a picture of a mixer. And he sold a picture of the mixer. I could do that, you know. I could say, here is a picture of an Apple 8 phone. My old Apple phone here. Make your bids. Slight damage on the screen. So, a small scratch on the screen. I don't know if you can see that, can you? So there's a little bit. That's the screen protector. You see that bubble there? It's gone a bit, coming off a little bit, but that's all right. And I could put that, see how much we get, and then send them a picture of the mobile phone. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. That's the sort of thing Jason would do, I reckon, Jason Hughes. That is absolutely the sort of thing Jason Hughes would do there. Do you get the black jewellery stuff from Skegness? Black jewellery stuff? I don't know what that is, Peter. What's the black jewellery stuff? Don't know what that is. Might be a jumping spider. Oh, I hope not. Not in this country, dear. Not like in Australia. The huntsman, they jump on your faces. Going up there. Morning, Terry. All right, good. Now, I told you I like colours. We're getting the bingo. I asked him to make it colourful. So I've asked, he said, what colours? Red, white and blue, of course. The Union flag of the United Kingdom, red, white and blue. But if you like colours, and this is something that appeals to me, you're going to hate this. Some of you will hate this. I reckon, looking at my list, I reckon Rachel would probably like this. I might be wrong, but tell me, Rachel, what you think. In the Daily Mirror today, a woman has transformed her boring beige home. We're not talking about inside the house. I'll take a picture of it, okay, and show you the picture of the picture, which I think we can get away with that. I'll take a picture of the picture. That was Rachel that started suggesting that the other week. There we go. Where's the Daily Mirror? There we go. Well, I'll show you. I'll show it after the story. I've read it. A colour-obsessed artist who transformed her beige and boring mansion into a rainbow oasis spends £4,000 a year painting the colourful house inside and out, despite admitting her neighbours disapprove. Oh, you know the sort. Oh, doesn't really fit in with the village. Those sort of people. This lady's 70. She spent 2 months transforming the detached sea home in Santa Barbara, California, from run-of-the-mill to a piece of art featuring no less than 9 different colours on an exterior alone and dozens more inside. Maintaining the bright abode is a costly task, with about £4,000 needed once a year to stop the colours from fading in the harsh sunlight, resulting in the house becoming even bolder each time a new lick of paint is added. I'm loving this. Because I've got tiles on my house. There should be more on there, but I tried to put some up the other day and they fell off. I'd used the wrong glue. What's it called? No More Nows. I'd use the interior instead of the exterior, but there's some exterior coming. Blimey, that's taken about a week to come, that has. Renowned artist Jane, who has showcased her work all over the world, said her 4-bedroom house leaves visitors stunned and smiling, with passers-by dubbing it the Rainbow House. She admitted it's not to everyone's taste, her largest piece of art, claiming her disapproving neighbours don't like it because it doesn't fit in with the rest of their beige estate. I mean, beige is boring. My mate's got grey walls in his house. Grey! Awful! Dreadful! And there's a picture of her here. I'll get the picture. I'll do a few pictures of this for you. When people come they have never visited before, they just instantly smile. There you go. Bright colours make people smile. Why do you think I got this on today? Makes me happy wearing this. It does. They're instantly happy. They've never seen anything like it. I hear the same thing all the time. You can't be unhappy in this house. She says, I don't understand, and I don't either, this obsession with beige and brown. I just don't know why it's such a popular colour combination for the world. I'm attracted to colour, as indeed I am, when I can't see anything that's bright or colourful that I want. Okay? Right, have a look at this. Would you be having any of this? Let's just make that a bit bigger. Would you be having your house like that? I think that is fantastic. I mean, it's a big house. It's a big house. There's a picture of her as well. Let me show you the picture of her. Would you do this? I would. I would do this. There's a picture of her standing outside, and she looks so happy, this lady. Look. And she's got pictures of herself with flowers and things like that. Look at that house. Yes, please. Would you do that, boys and girls? Would you do that to your house? Her neighbours in the upmarket area are yet to be convinced that the property's new licks of paint is in keeping with the look of the area. You know the sort of people, don't you? Nobody in the neighbourhood really likes it because they've all got these beige Mediterranean houses, and I have this bright, fanciful art piece, says Jane. Some people call it the colour house, the rainbow house, or the Easter house. And when I tell people where I live, so many people have already seen it. I love it. Sometimes a year goes by and I don't paint it, but it roughly costs her about £4,000 a year. She said it's never ending. And then there's a picture of the inside of her house. Oh my Lord. I love it. I absolutely love it. Just a minute. Inside of her house. This must be the living room. Look at that. Look at that floor. Come on. I reckon, Rachel, you'd have something like this. I certainly would. My caravan is bright colours. My sister painted the inside of my caravan green and blue. I love it. I absolutely... She threatened, though, to go and paint the cupboards white. I tell you what, I might have those in a bright colour. Now, there's an idea, because my sister's always looking for stuff to do. She gets really bored. She cannot sit still. She threatened to go and paint them white, but I don't really... White's a bit boring, isn't it? White. You know, bright colours. So if I've got green in the living room... What would go with a bright green? I think red, possibly red. I could get her to paint the cupboards red. I'm liking the idea of that. In the kitchen. See, there's always something to do, isn't there? Always something to do. Would you do that? Michael Pullman, that's me. Love my bright colours. I used to live in a rainbow house. Every room was a different colour. Well, I mean, here I've got blue downstairs, yellow. The kitchen needs doing. It's a bit of a mess. Yellow in the kitchen. My bedroom is purple. My hall landing is red. I love bright colours. Love it. Let's just scroll up a bit there, see what you're saying there. About that. Rachel says it's a bit like the house in Balamory. Yeah, do you remember that? Balamory. That was a good programme, wasn't it? Wow, Daniel, you're talking about bingo there. That was kind of ages ago. I think you might be lagging a bit there, Daniel. You might be watching the show from, like, I don't know, about 5 or 10 minutes ago there. Okay. Peter says it's hideous. Oh, you're just boring, Peter. You're just boring. Don't like those colours, but your tiles are nice, sort of Mediterranean. Yes, I quite like putting those on the front of my house. I've got 3 more, I think 3 or 4 more to put up. Sadly, I lost one of them. It just fell down. The glue, for whatever reason, didn't take. I mean, I've got tiles already on the front of the house. You can't pull them off. If you put a screwdriver, you just break the tile. They're that strong on there. But the other ones, for some reason, it just didn't take. It must be the fact that I used interior No More Nows rather than the exterior. Not that there's any rain around at the moment. We haven't had rain for weeks. Weeks. You would do Chris DIY. No. I won't be doing any DIY, I'm afraid. Yellow cupboards would go with green. You're right, Mike. Yellow cupboards. I might get on to my sister, because she just likes doing that sort of thing. Not for free. I'll give her some money, of course. She likes painting. She did a really good job, actually, on my cat. I was surprised. I won't lie to you. I was kind of, oh God, what's this going to look like? You know, when I put down the phone and I agreed her to do it, I thought, oh, is this the right thing to do? No, I was wrong. She did a really good job. Really good job of painting my caravan, my sister. Credit where credit is due. Blue and green should never be seen. No, blue's in the bedroom, Peter. Green's in the living room, and there's a room in between, so that's fine. Yellow will go with bright green. Okay, we're going for yellow there. Get the Dulux app, Chris. You can download photos of your home and change the colours. Well, it's my caravan. We're talking about my caravan here. We like a bright, holiday-type looking caravan. And I also need to wash the outside of it. I noticed that needs to be done, because I haven't done that since I had it. I've got one of those soft brooms that you put a thing on the end and the water comes out the top. That's quite good. That'd do. I'll give it a little bit of soapy water. Easily do. You don't want to be using a jet wash on a caravan, because if you've got any... I mean, it can damage those jet washes really only for the floor. Certainly not on a blooming car. Take the blooming wax off, wouldn't it, eh? Sharon's too busy now. She's playing with Martin's DA. What's a DA? And what is that? I don't know what DA is. DA. Don't know what that is. DA. Bristol is a very bright place. Oh, you must be joking, Mandy. Really? Yeah, we were talking about that story earlier about tickets being sold to go on a beach. I don't think anyone would be buying tickets if they tried to get them to go to Bristol. Do you want a ticket to go to Bristol? No thanks, mate. Go on, have 5. No thanks, don't want them. I just like bright colours. They make me happy. Around my fence here and around the caravan, I've got little fairy lights. They're not particularly bright. You know, I noticed the newer LED brights, they're kind of dark colours, aren't they? The blue, even the yellow is quite like a dark yellow. And they just sort of kind of, they're bright enough, but they're not bright that would upset anyone. Sort of, oh, it's too bright for me, you know. So I hate to upset someone in another house or another caravan. It looks very dark and drab in Knoll. Is that where you are, Knoll? I think it is. Yeah, Rachel's got a green kitchen, beige and antique cream. That sounds absolutely delightful. Absolutely delightful. Bright orange. See, the hallway could be done as well because that's its original colour, the hallway. Maybe I'll have the hallway done. So we're going from green, then green and yellow, hallway orange. Bathroom's just been done. That's got that sparkly. You remember, those of you that were with us when I was doing shows on the caravan, it's only because I'm not up there at the moment. I'm not on there today, you know. Yeah, the hallway could be done as well, I suppose. Orange to blue. Yeah, why not? Orange hallway. I love it. I'll never be able to sell this, will I? So you've got to have similar taste. People say, oh, you don't want to do that. It'd take value off the caravan or the house or something like that. I've had people saying that here. Why are you doing that to your house? You'll reduce the value. Because it's my house. Do what I blooming well want. I couldn't care less if people don't like it. My mate's always criticising my choice of colours and things like that. Like he's living here. Sean likes the smell of it in Bristol, especially when the police are shooting tear gas at people. LaBelle, green, good with almost anything. Look at plants and flowers. Absolutely, LaBelle. That's why I've got, well, it's like a bright green, like a luminous green I've got in the living room, and I love it. All the houses in Tenby are different pastel colours, are very pretty there. Mike used to have a bright orange kitchen. Very Mediterranean. That sounds nice as well. Very nice. Start asking for your raffle tickets now, boys and girls, all right? And we'll do the raffle this morning. If you've already applied by email, remember you can only have one raffle ticket per show. If you've already sent the email in, or anyone who wants to text in for an email, please do that now. And we're about to do that. Morning to Gary, British Talk Show. Morning to you. Union Jack Dawes. Gary, I popped on your show this morning. You won't have seen me. If I watch on the television, I've noticed this. If I watch someone's show on the television, then my name doesn't come up. You don't know that I'm there. I'm so sorry to hear that you had a problem with trolls last night. Gary had a big problem with trolls last night. Anyone comes like that, I just block them, or one of my delightful moderators, Paul and Lua moderators, and Gary Butler. I don't believe in having many moderators, because if someone does something wrong, then you've got all the hassle of saying, look, I'm sorry, you can't be my moderator. I don't want any of that. And I know that would happen. So I've only got one or two. Oh, sorry. I've only got one or two moderators. But I don't know if you've got any or not. But I'm so sorry you had trouble with trolls. We have had it before. But once you've blocked them, you know, they've got to go through all that hassle of creating new accounts and that. And it's so quick to block someone. It's not so quick to set up an account, you see. So just block them, Gary. Be done with it. Just block them and get rid of them. I don't know what they were saying to you, but listening to you this morning, it wasn't particularly present. So sorry you had that trouble last night, mate. But it does happen to all of us. It happens to all of us. And I always say, ignore the haters. Anyone who's criticising what you do, just move on. I don't block everyone that's criticising what I do, but when they get nasty, that's when I do. You know. Yeah, but you've got to do these shows as you want to do them, not as someone else wants you to do them. You know, you've probably got a few viewers now. You've been going for a while and all that. And if you change it, they might not like it then. You're doing what you want to do. Just do what you want to do. My friend Tom Edwards, who was on telly and radio a lot. He's up in Lincolnshire. He said to me, when I asked him about this, I've got people suggesting things and I'm not sure about them. And his answer was, Chris, it's your show. Do what you want with it. End of. And I would say the same to you. All right? Rachel, pink, burgundy and gold go together. Oh, gold. Oh, no, I don't want gold, Rachel. People will be breaking in thinking I've got stuff in there. Expensive paintings and things like that. LaBelle, fairy lights. I will not have people who think laying about in your garden. Fairy lights are nice, LaBelle. Are you in a flat, an apartment? You could have them around the... Have you got a balcony or windows? Fairy lights are pretty. They make me happy, LaBelle. They do. Peter's got a silver sparkling toilet seat. I've seen those, Peter. I've seen those. Not bright, but nice pink, burgundy and gold is her. Fran, light green and orange we used to have. There you go, all these different combinations there. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right, let's do these raffle tickets. Maureen just texting in there for number 394. The numbers are a little bit out again, I'm afraid, gang. Maureen 394. I don't know how it happens, to be honest. I keep finding odd tickets about somehow. Which is a bit strange. 394 for Maureen. John Aitken 395. And then we've got 399 for Sprinter Van. Andy gets 400. 401. Then we got back to the rest of them. Jason Hughes 401. Michael Lawrence 402. Sean Pye 403. Claire L 404. Rachel 405. Scrolling. Fran 406. Terry 407. Colin 408. Colin Coates 408. Colin K 409. Peter Wright 410. $411, Mick Davenport. Mickey D. Just scroll up a little bit there, sweethearts. Where was Mickey? There's Mickey. Tony King, 412. Tony King, 412. Gary says they blocked but came back very fast. Yeah, some of these people, I'm sure, Gary, some of these people are set up to be trolls and they will have several accounts, but just block them straight away. I mean, it's so easy to block someone. Those little three dots on the... I don't know if it's the same for you, actually, because I go direct to YouTube, don't I? So I don't know if it's the same for you, but it's very, very quick to block someone. Very, very quick. Not so easy to unblock someone if you've blocked a lot of people, because you've then got to go down your list, haven't you? Which is not alphabetical. It's not easy to unblock someone. Ross Herndine, 413 for Ross. Yeah, there you go. Mick saying they have numerous accounts. Lovely sunny day where Adam is, in the Tulse Hill, working in Subway, cleaning graffiti. Oh, are you really? Gosh. Oh, not a pleasant job that is it? Adam there, 414 for Adam. Just a second. Ken's playing a new Barry song today, is it? Yeah, I've heard that. It's nice, isn't it? Have we done Ross? There's Ross's one there. Adam. A ticket for me in Amsterdam, of course, Paul. Paul there. Paul Adamson in Amsterdam. Done Ross. Shania, 416. Diane Jep, 417. Adam's just ordered string lights for his new decking. Oh, yes. There you go. Another one who likes little lights. Yes, I've got yours, Ross. Morning to John Glazebrook this morning. Morning, John. Welcome along, John. Welcome, John. Yeah, Ross, your request keeps coming up now for some reason. I don't know why. Bye-bye. Anyone else for raffle tickets? LaBelle says, people thinking I'm running barefoot and dewy gossamer clothing, I don't know, with my wings stretched on your property. I am not a trespasser. You are a little fairy, my darling. Did you identify the mystery bird? No, Peter, and I haven't seen it since either, unfortunately. Dan S, 418 for you, Dan. Anyone else for a raffle ticket? Please speak now. Lots of people having trouble with the chat box. It's not me. Well, as you well know, it really isn't me. They've done something at YouTube and it's clearly gone wrong. This is what I say about you get bugs in the system when anything new has happened. So we need to do that. Right, if you've missed your out for your raffle ticket, please speak now. While you're doing that, I'll just do today's birthdays, gang. Happy birthday today to Tony Airy. He works on a community radio station somewhere near Brighton. I've met him a couple of times. He's a lovely chap, actually. I usually meet him at the Radio... Well, I have always met him at the Radio London Soul Night Out, which we didn't have last year, and I very much doubt we're going to have this year either, unfortunately. So I'm going to miss a couple of years out there. I hope it comes back at some point in some form, because it's a great night. It's something that we all used to go to in the 80s, and Tony Blackburn bought it back and now does it once a year rather than every week. But we didn't get it last year because they're doing up... Club Coco, which is the old Camden Palais, although that had a fire at the end of last year, so I don't know what's going to happen there. I very much doubt that'll happen this year. But happy birthday to you, Tony. Hope your radio show's going well there. James Waddy Love today is 38 years old. Happy birthday, James. Ben Scott, good morning, Ben. Happy birthday to you. John Wright today, 43 years old. Dean Voltaggio, he does software as well, I think. He's 35 years old today. And Tom Lodge today is 61 years old. Happy birthday, everyone. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. All right. There you go, gang. James Humble just asking for a ticket there. 419 for you, James. James Humble, Mr. James Humble there. 419. Why have I got that pressed there? Oh, that's strange. Getting the music out of one ear here for some reason. No, we're not to worry about that. So thank you, James. Anyone else have we missed out there? No one else? Everyone happy? Good. I've got some emails there from some of you requesting raffle tickets. I do those immediately after the show, okay? Don't forget, gang, make sure you've written those raffle ticket numbers down. And also, we only do the raffle tickets while the show is on. As soon as the show is finished, no more raffle tickets. All right? Thanks ever so much for watching and listening to the show today. Mr. Google says it's Bird Day today. Is it Bird Day today? Bird Day today. Thank you very much, those of you that sent us a tip this morning as well. It's much appreciated. Of course, tomorrow we have our Super Chatters raffle. Someone's going to win one of those mugs behind me there. That's tomorrow morning between somewhere between 9 and 11 o'clock. Have a lovely day. Thanks for watching and listening. Cheerio.